Are you looking for an opportunity to move to Germany and study in Germany for a master's or a PhD without having to worry about blocked accounts? Then this video is for you. The DAAD EPOS Scholarship is open once again. With this scholarship, you don't have to worry about blocked account because it's a fully funded scholarship that sponsors the whole of your master's or PhD study. With this, there are several courses offered in different fields, including agriculture, medicine, development, etc. And these courses are fully funded by several universities in Germany. As part of this scholarship, there are several universities that are offering places for people from developing countries. So if you are from Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, and all other developing countries around the world, then you qualify for this particular scholarship. With this scholarship, like I mentioned, you don't have to submit any blocked account because there will be a sponsorship letter that will be given to you for your visa preparation. Also, you may not have to go through the whole hassle of finding an appointment because if you have a scholarship, you are always the priority. With this scholarship, you are able to earn for masters up to 1,000 euros, close to 1,000 euros every month as you study. And if you are doing a PhD, you get up about 1,300 euros per month for your study. This same scholarship will pay for your accommodation, they will pay for your health insurance, and even your transportation and airfare. So this is a full package to come and study in Germany. And this has nothing to do with agents or anybody. You can do the application yourself. I'll show you on my screen how to do the application, how to go about the processing, how to even identify the courses and the universities that are partaking. So stay tuned in this video. Let me show you on the screen how this is done. If you are watching for the first time, this is my channel where I talk about scholarships and study abroad opportunities around the world. Click on this video, like it, share, and subscribe to this channel so that anytime I drop a video, you'll be one of the first people to see the video. So let's go to the screen so that I'll show you how the scholarship is. So before we go to the main scholarship, look at this on the screen. This is one of the scholarship that has been won by one of my subscribers and listener. And he got a fully funded opportunity in the United States, which is at Oregon State University. He got it in crop science. And yeah, so he got a full program in crop science, a master's degree, and everything has been awarded. You can see that his monthly salary is around $2,160. So that's what he's going to get every month. And I can tell you he's already there studying. So just like him, you can also be there. I'm not saying it's easy. Of course, he had to also apply several others before landing this one. But at the end, when you get one of them, you forget about all the sufferings and processes you had to go through. So you can also win this. You can also get something similar to this. So if you want to get a scholarship like him, go through my channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe the channel and click on the bell button close to the subscribe so that anytime I drop a video, you'll be the first persons to see it. And yeah, if you go through my videos, you see that I have other scholarships, some in UK, Australia, Canada, and Romania, and so many other places. There are several opportunities available. So apply for as many as you can so that when you get rejections, at least we pray that one of them will go through for you. So share this video as well so that others can benefit from it. So for today, we are looking at the DAAD scholarship. It's called the Development Related Postgraduate Courses, the EPOS DAAD scholarship. This is the scholarship that has been open for now, and you can read through the whole thing. So this is for people who are intending to study development-oriented postgraduate study programs. So these are courses you can look through, and it's for master's degree and PhD. So you see that it's for master's and PhD as well. And most importantly, you should be a graduate with at least 2 years of professional experience. So you should be someone who has, after finishing your master's, you've done your bachelor's, you've worked for 2 years. So maybe you've done national service 1 year, and you've worked in a hospital, a company for another year. And in this case, you can prove, especially with the national service, you can prove with a certificate that you've worked for 1 year and in that company they will give you a letter to show that you've worked there for at least 1 year. That is very important, so check that. So the main thing is this is for 12 to 43 months depending on the program. So for 12 months if you are doing maybe a master's, or for 42 if you are doing a PhD, depending on your academic level. So you get a monthly stipend of 992 euros for masters and 1,300 euros for PhD, and they also pay your health insurance, accident and personal liability insurance. So travel allowance is also covered for your expenses in your country throughout the travel process. You get a monthly rent subsidy and all that for specific reasons. You can read through the whole thing. So read through these other ones, and mainly you just need your bachelor's, and that's at least 2 years of work experience, and then to prove in your motivation letter that you are coming to study this development related program that will be beneficial to your country as well. So this is basically what you need to show. So now let's go to the list of countries that are eligible so that we know that my country is part. So this is the list of countries. So if you go to Europe, there are some countries, some of them have been removed. If you go to Africa, so sub-Saharan Africa, we have Angola, Botswana, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, we have Comoros, we have Ghana here, we have Nigeria here, Niger, Rwanda, so many other countries. If you go to South America, there are so many other countries, Oceania as well, so many other countries. So if you check through and your country is present, then you are good to go. Now, how do we then know which programs and which universities, and even how to do the application? So if you come to this list, it said individual scholarships exclusive for postgraduate courses in Germany that are listed here. So if you click on this link, it takes you to the list where you can find the universities, the courses, and also the deadlines for them. So let's click on that and see what happens. So this is how it is done. It's very easy. You see through the list, you see the countries, the institution, the language of instruction, the type of degree, whether duration without German language, and also whether it's covered by the scholarship. And you know the scholarship deadline is different from the self-funding. So we are targeting the scholarship deadline. So you have to try and apply before then. So let's look at the program. So if you are interested in economic sciences, we have master's program, international and development economics. This is by the HTW Berlin. We have development economics in Göttingen. We have development management in Bochum, geography and risk and human security in University of Bonn, UN University. We also have those in engineering. We have hydro science and engineering, TU Dresden. Then we have regional and urban planning, urban management, we have in Berlin, TU Berlin. So these are all universities that are partaking. And if you look at the course, you can see whether it's in English or German. So mostly people will target the English because that's easy to do. And then the degree, it will tell you whether it's a master's or a PhD, and then the duration, whether it's a 18 months, 24 months, blah, blah, blah. So go through this whole thing. So we have agriculture and forest sciences, we have natural environmental sciences, we have universities in Bremen, Darmstadt, Freiburg, Greifswald. These are all very, very, very good universities. So you don't need to worry. So these are those in medicine and public health. So we have international health, global urban health. We have PhD in medical research, social sciences. We have international education management. So media studies, we have international media studies. So these are all programs that you can apply for. Now, let's pick one of them as an example to see how the application is done. So we'll take this Masters of Science in Global Urban Health. This is offered by University of Freiburg, and this is in English, and it's a master's. It's a 12-month master's, and the application is between 15th April to 15th October 2025. So it's currently still open, so you can do the application. So if you want to do the application or know how to do the application, this is a link. You just click on the link and then it takes you to the page directly. So this is the page for the Masters of Science in Global Urban Health. These are people who have studied in this program already. So if you go down here, it tells you the full details of the program, what to expect, how the program is structured and everything. So now we are targeting the DAAD scholarship. So we go down here, we come to how to apply, then you see scholarships here. So if you click on scholarships, then it takes you to this page for scholarship. You see the DAAD EPOS Scholarship. This is the one we are targeting, and it says that you must send all documents required by our program as well as by the scholarship by 15th October 2025. So you have to apply by 15th October 2025, and it's still very open. So you can click here for the scholarship detail, which is what we looked at the first part, and they say only a limited number of scholarships are available, so it's very competitive, so you have to apply very strongly. So they say they are targeting young professionals from developing countries. We already talked about that. They've given you the application period, which is from April 15th to October 15th. Now you see the application requirements. So this is found on the DAAD website. I'll go back and show you. Then the application process. So what is the process? So students who are eligible and wish to apply for the EPOS scholarship must send all the required documents on this checklist before 15th October. Applications for the cohort starting the following year to the following email. So we will go to the checklist. You see the documents that are required, and this has to be sent to this email address. Now, before we continue, let's go back to the DAAD website and see what documents are needed and what they have, what information they have for us. Then we'll come back to this checklist. Now, if you go to this page, how do we then continue? We go to the application requirements. So first you have to go to this application requirements, put your country. So for example, Ghana. So you put Ghana there, click graduate, then you show requirements. It takes you to this page. So a typical scholarship holder is either public authority or state or private company in a developing country. All this, please read. You need a bachelor's degree. You have completed your academic degree, and then yeah, so your academic degree should normally not be more than 6 years old. So your degree, when you completed your degree till today, shouldn't be more than 6 years. And applicants who have been resident in Germany for longer than 15 months cannot apply. So if you have lived in Germany for 15 months or more, you can apply for this scholarship. Now, language. So most of for study courses in German, you need German language for that. But if you are doing it in English, you also have to prove your language skills. So either you have IELTS, TOEFL, and others. There are also exemptions, and I'll show you how the exemptions are given. Now, if you go to the application procedure, it said depending on the chosen study program, please check scholarship brochure or the website of your chosen program. So where we were before for the global urban health, that's it. Applicants should only be sent to the respective course directly. So you send to the course directly, and that is the email that was provided. So you don't apply anything on this page, you send it to the course directly. So if you go to the course website, they'll tell you how to do the application. You can only apply for up to 3 courses. So you can only apply up to 3 courses. And if you're applying for more than 1 course, please list the courses in order of priority in the DAAD application form. So in the form, and I'll show you how the form is, they'll ask you the 3 courses you're applying for, and you choose which one you deem the best for you. You rank them, which one you want first, second, and third, and you must do that. Then that is the main thing. So what are the documents? So this checklist, you have to open this checklist and then fill it. And so this is a checklist. These are things that they use to show that you have added this particular information. You put a date and sign. Now, so this is something you have to complete and sign. The EPOS application form. So this is a form that you have to do and sign yourself. So let's look at how the form is. So this is how the application form looks like. There may be modification based on this year and all that, so you have to be very careful, but this is generally how it looks like. So click on the link that I've provided to get the updated one, so that you don't use something that is not like this, but this is generally how it is. So they will ask you for your surname stated on your passport, your email address, your country of permanent residence, your gender, your number of children, your current address, your home university, and the town it is from, the subject you are studying in, degree that you obtained, and all that. Now, if this is where they were emphasizing, you can choose up to 3 courses. So your first choice, you put the name of the master's or the PhD that is listed in the list that I showed you. You put your second choice, you put your third choice. So this is ranked. So your first choice is the one you want first, second choice is the one you want second, and the third one is the one you want third. Then you tell your language skills. You are very good because it's your language of instruction in your country. Relevant practical experience after bachelor's. So you tell them where you worked, the location from. So this is from to. So the date, the location, the type of work you did, your professional status. Is it full-time? Was it part-time? Everything. Then current professional occupation, where you are currently working. You enter your current occupation, your professional career. Do you envisage? That is what you really think you will do in the future, and then your future goal. So you put all this information very clearly, and then you put the date and sign, and you save it as PDF and add it to your application. So this is basically how it is done. Now for a CV, so this CV is in reverse chronology. It means that the recent ones has to come first, followed by the later one. So you have to put maybe your first degree before you come and put high school and any other things. And the date, the recent one must be first, and then the later ones come later. And if you, in terms of CV, they want you to use the Europass CV, and this is a template of it. So you click on this template. So this template will open, then you go to this website. This is how you create your free profile, or you create your Europass CV. This website is mostly for European universities, and it's very practical. It's a template. You just fill in your information at the end. It will generate the CV for you. So you must use this particular CV. If you want to, I have a video on CV, and I showed how to use the Europass CV. So this is how to use the Europass CV. It's in this video, so you can use this as well. So now, next is for the letter of motivation. So you need one letter of motivation with detailed reference to academic, professional, and personal reasons for applying for the program. So you have to explain your reasons for applying for the program, explain it very detailed form, both academic, professional, and personal reasons. If you are applying for more than one course, that is the 3 courses, you have to explain in that one motivation letter why you are applying for those courses, and why the number 1 that you choose in the application form is your number 1, and why the others are second and third. You must explain that in that motivation letter. Please don't forget that. Then you need a letter of recommendation from your current employer. The letter must include official letterhead, signature, and official stamp, and must be on a current date. So where you are currently working, or where you've worked, to show your professional experience, you need that in a official letterhead. So certificates of employment, so you have to show there at least 2 years of working. You can get that from your employer, or your certificate from National Service Plus, the other job that you've done. You have to include that. Then for English language, you need IELTS or TOEFL. There are exemptions, and I'll show you how to do that. Then copies of your higher education degree. You have to put your degree, you have to scan them and include. Copy of your full set of transcripts. You need that for the application. For people from China, you have to do this. So if you are from China, you have to have the APS certificate as well. So it says some courses may require additional documents. So when you go to the website, it will tell you if there are additional documents to be done. Now look at this. When applying for more than one postgraduate course, maximum 3 courses, you have to submit one motivation letter explaining why you are applying for these specific courses and why you choose that priority. So you have to say this in your motivation letter. Tell them which one you are choosing first and why you are choosing that. So you have to do the application. It said if that information is ignored, the application cannot be considered. So be careful. You have to explain that in your application or your motivation letter. So this is basically how it is. Send your complete application directly to your postgraduate course. The selection committee will suggest the potential candidate for the DAAD scholarship, and then it will go through the whole thing and all that. So this is very detailed. Please read this very well so that you take all the instructions very, very well. Now we are back to the DAAD the University of Freiburg Masters of Science Global Urban Health page. So I explained how to do it. So you have to do all that. So now let's go to their checklist and see what they need for this particular program. So this is the checklist for anyone who is applying for the Masters in Global Urban Health, University of Freiburg. Application checklist for this. They said, please send your complete application documents in PDF format only. Remember, only in PDF format in the order described below. Please note, only completed applicants will be sent to the DAAD selection committee. If a document is missing, your application will not be processed. If original documents are double-sided, please scan both sides. So if your document has one side and another side, please scan both sides. So the selection of candidates is done by the DAAD EPOS team. Now first, the checklist, the DA checklist that I opened earlier. Now the signed DAAD form. Then you need first this, second that, and here they even tell you how to name the document. So you have to name it 01. You put your last name, that is your father's name. You put underscore DAAD underscore application. Then it's in PDF. Please, all these details must be followed. Now the motivation letter. They said the signed motivation letter. The letter, after you write the whole motivation letter, you have to put your signature at the end. So with reference to your current occupation, it must be maximum 2 pages. When applying for more than one postgraduate course, you have to submit one motivation letter explaining why you are applying for these specific courses and why you chose that priority. And this is how you have to name that document as well. Now you need a recommendation letter of recommendation from your current employer. The letter must have letterhead, a signature, and an official stamp, and must be of current date. So you have to go, they'll write it for you, and you will now scan it and then add it into your application. You need certificate of employment. So for example, your national service certificate, or plus the other places that you've worked, they'll give you a certificate showing that you have worked, showing your relevant 2 years of relevant work experience. You name that one like this. Your CV, you need to use the Europass templates, which I showed you earlier. So use that one. Don't use any other CV format. English proficiency, you need B2. So if you check this website, they'll tell you the accepted certificates and how the exemptions are carried out. And I'll show you that soon. You need your academic degrees, so your bachelor's and all that, and then your transcript. So please, they have explained everything here. Please follow every detail that they've given here very well, so that you don't find yourself wanted. Now let's go and see the exemptions for the language programs. So this is how they tell you everything. You need proof of language and all that for that. Now let's look for, they said for exemptions and more information regarding language certificate, click on this. So if we go to this list, now we go for English. So we are targeting English. So if you go to English B1, these are the ones they accept. Now let's go to C1. This, if you are in one of these categories, then you are exempted from submitting an English language certificate. So I think mainly my listeners are on this category. They said nationality from a country where the official language is English. That is, for example, Nigeria. So if your nationality is Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Gambia, South Africa, Kenya, Uganda, where your national language or official language is English, that is also your language of instruction in the country, or your language of instruction for education in your country, then you don't have to submit any IELTS. They even give an example here, Nigeria. So you see that Nigeria is covered, Ghana is covered, and so many other. So this is very clear. You don't need to submit IELTS for that. So basically, that is fully how to do the application. It's very easy. If you go to the individual courses, they will explain it just like the one for the Global Urban Health explained. Please look through, check where your degree falls, and do the application. It's very easy in this format. You don't have to do so many other. But what I encourage you to do is to follow instructions. Make sure that you follow instructions that they write in. Sometimes some of the things that they highlight, they bolden them. They are particular about those ones. Do not forget to do that. So this is very straightforward. I'll put all the links in the description below so that you can find all the information that you need. And if you have any question, please put it in the comment section. And also, I'll bring someone who has gone through this whole process to explain to you how the application is done. Read the things very well. The list is also found here. List of countries is here. The list of programs. So like they said in the form, you put the program and then you put the institution or something like that. So very easy. You write exactly the way it is explained here and you put the university. So these are several programs you can go through. For those interested in PhD, there are also PhD as well. And make sure that you do your application before the deadline, because all the programs, they all have their individual deadlines. So check through and then you find the deadline. So generally, this is it. This is how the application is done. This is how the scholarship is. If you have any question, put it in the comment section and I'll attend to you.